the top of our spines rides 3 pounds of tissue, controlling everything we do. Our brain works faster than any computer, processing an astounding 100 trillion instructions every second. But to save our lives, it can slow down time. Tell us what to eat, even when to consume ourselves. And as we sleep, unleash immense power.
Oh, look at me. I'm all dead. I'm a gross, scary, severed head. Come on, please. Do you know who I am? I'm Miss Teen. You're really giving me a headache. And you got blood all over my Gucci sweater. I hope you're gonna pay for that. Ah! I will not.
Could be headed your way, and it's moving fast. You better get out of there.
As Ryan hears the warning, his brain takes control. Deep in the brain, 2 parts, each an inch across, make up the control center. It manages our fight-or-flight response, hardwired by evolution.
Let's go!
It drives us to act without thinking. The control center collects information from the outside. Normally, the data goes to the brain's thought center for study and reflection. But in emergencies, the controller works differently, signaling nearby areas that make up the disaster center. Without a thought, the firefighters' brains command them to flee. In a blink, the men take off. In the firefighter's brain, the disaster center engages automatically. It orders release of a natural turbocharged stimulant, adrenaline. Their hearts beat faster. Blood is redirected from non-essential tasks, like digestion, to parts of the body that can mean the difference between life and death. When time seems about to run out, the human brain can pull an amazing trick. It appears to slow time itself, creating precious moments that might help us escape. We've puzzled over this for years. To help understand the effect, volunteers were tested as they made their first stressful jump from a platform 150 feet high. They were given a display, which under normal conditions moved too fast to read. But perhaps a brain under stress could slow the numbers enough to register them. For all the jumpers, their descent seemed to last almost twice as long as it really did. Incredibly, some were able to make out the speeding digits. One explanation is that our brain sees in a series of snapshots, about 30 frames a second. In an emergency, that rate increases, letting the brain take in more information in less time. The effect slows time. Our brain controls every decision we make, even our taste in food. Our urge to eat resides deep in the brain. A walnut-sized lump of tissue is the brain's want center. We are only just starting to understand its many functions. Above all, it wants to feed. No organ is hungrier than the brain. It consumes nearly 1/5 of the energy we take in. But the want center responds to the needs of the whole body for nutrients, including vitamins and other minerals. When the body runs short of anything, the brain drives us to mind-boggling lengths to fill the gap. It's rich in protein, but fish flesh lacks vitamins and minerals that the human body needs. On a flesh-only diet, Steve's body couldn't work properly. It would shut down and die. What he doesn't realize is that the fish he catches does contain the nutrients he needs. They're just in parts that he usually discards. As his body is about to shut down, Steve finds his tastes taking a bizarre turn.
I was less and less interested in the fish flesh and more interested in things like fish eyes and the little plates between the vertebrae and fresh fish liver and fish roe, and basically ate almost all of the interior of the fish with the exception of the stomach itself.
Unconsciously, with death looming, Steve consumes the nutrients that can keep him alive. Centers respond when we eat chocolate and when we kiss. Not surprisingly, when couples kissed, their pleasure centers reacted. But kissing couldn't touch the effect achieved when chocolate hit the tongue. That pleasure was more intense and lasted longer. Survive with no food. With his fuel stores depleted, his body becomes even more efficient. It makes him slow down. Now, his muscles use less energy. So do all his internal organs. New cells grow more slowly. Non-essentials, fingernails, toenails, hair, hardly grow at all. Jean-Luc is entering a survival state that evolved to keep starving animals alive until they could get to food. This enforced efficiency, which kicks in when we're at our limit, may have bigger implications. Some say it could help us all live longer. In a recent trial, researchers compared semi-starved rats to those fed a normal diet. Surprisingly, the less the rats ate, the longer they lived. Some animals' lifespans doubled. Of all that goes on in the human brain, the biggest mystery surrounds the time when we sleep. One surprise is that at night, your brain is as busy as during the day. The brain's first job is to put us to sleep. As night falls, a dot-sized gland in the brain triggers release of our natural sleeping pill, melatonin. Acting on our central nervous system, melatonin makes us drowsy. But as the body slows, the brain goes to work. Every night, it performs a tune-up. Brain cells that have worked all day shut down for repair. Chemicals clean up the byproducts of brain cell activity, and in some parts, new brain cells grow. Without this internal diagnostic and repair service, the brain couldn't maintain peak performance. If we stay awake too long, our brain knocks us out, no matter what the consequences.